Hey, we're back in Timberborn, and last time we left off with a bad tide approaching, so we finally get to test our bad tide system over here. But today, what I want to do is take our little industrial area and expand out the size to probably take up a large portion of this over here. Of course, with the extra stuff, we're definitely going to have more beavers, so we're going to start there today. So let's come over and we're just going to fill up a couple more houses here. In fact, we're going to put in a lot of houses. Let's do that. We'll continue our weird decorating pattern here. Shrub. Let's see. That. And shrub. This one will get a shrub here. Shrub and shrub. There we go. Then we've got these. I'll have to probably put one on the corner there. Let's see. We'll do that. And then, you know what? I don't know why I put a shrub there. We don't quite need a shrub there. And then let's do the lights. Lights, and we'll put one light there too as well. So that'll get us plenty of extra beavers, but since we have extra beavers, we're of course going to need more food. And I want to use this area up here. I spy 2 beavers just sitting there doing nothing because we don't have that marked. But let's come across and we'll go from over here all the way. Well, that road doesn't line up, does it? We'll fix it though. Let's get rid of this. And we'll get rid of this. And let's toss in 2 more farms. Just so we know we'll have the food for everything. That looks good. And that looks good. And we want these trees taken out of here. So let's put in maybe... We don't need a lot of lumberjacks. We'll do that. Are you still marked to cut? You sure are. Let's plant some crops. We'll get carrots down here. Some sunflowers in the middle. You know what? We have plenty of sunflowers. Let's do a little bit more on the way of carrots. And then we'll do potatoes, since we seem to be slightly lacking in potatoes. But I don't want potatoes down here. Let's get rid of all of that. There we go. That looks good. So soon we're going to have a huge population boom. So we're going to have to take care of it and figure out how to make sure that we keep enough water in here. With the rising population, let's go ahead and say we're going to need some more of these. You know what? Actually, let's put more of these in first, because I know we're going to need to bring in more water after this next one. And we'll say that those are high priority. There we go. High priority. There we go. And now, finally, we can start looking into a couple of the other things that we're going to need. Let's take out... Let's pause real quick and grab the bad tide here. We're going to go up to maximum there. Since I still don't have the gates set up, we're going to have to actually still manually move them every time. There might be a splash of bad water here. There we go. Yep, that looks good. As long as they stay out of that bad water until it dries up, I think we'll be okay there. However, over here, everything is pretty much instantly dead. So we'll let them harvest what they can, and then we'll get them set back up over there. We'll have to fix that eventually. Also, let's pause most of these so that we don't accidentally dry up the river. Let's go ahead and get that in there. Let's get that in there. They're working on this. Let's look into starting our colony here. Our industrial part. Let's do maybe 3 of you. Yeah, let's do 3 for now. We'll do 2 of these for now. Go ahead, we'll get in a road here just to go to the front. And around over there. You know what? I could probably put one more in here. Yeah, I think that'll be alright. We'll do 4 of those, 2 of those. And to start with power, we're going to do the very inefficient wheels. But that's just to kind of build the area up, because I want to make sure that we have the ability to build more stuff. In fact, once they get done with some of these over here, we'll take a look at that. Do I need to turn these back on? I don't have the people for that, so we'll just leave them off. Did they get everything built over here? Good, good. They have more of our weird apartment living complex over there. These guys are done, so they can go find something else to do. And in fact, we'll turn this back on. That way we can get a little bit more building done. Now, I do want these powered, but I don't want them powered by beavers constantly. So what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and take that out for now. And let's get in. We're going to need a smelter. Let's do 2 of those. And this is not going to be nearly enough power. So we'll grab something else to make power. For now, we'll start with the windmills. And can I put another windmill? Nope, but I can put one here. There we go. Plenty of windmills to be made. And we'll even... You know what? We'll do the first row first. Seems like the best place to start, right? The first row is the first one to go in. Let's do this. And we can come off of here just so they can reach all of that. We might make a second row out here at some point. There we go. I'm going to take that out because it just bugs me. Let's see. Do we have anybody in any of these? Nope, we sure don't. Let's see. We've got people picking up that. Keep an eye on those. Anything else that can be paused for a moment? Or do we just need... We just need more beavers. We're always a bit low on some of this stuff. And that's okay. That happens. Let's see. We'll continue to build, and we'll let the builders actually build. Oh, these guys, they've got their stuff in, so let's go ahead and pause them. That saves us 6. Alright, I like that. They can work on getting some of that in there, which means we probably don't need this stuff anymore. Don't need this, or this, or this, that, or any of these. And we can build more storage. There we go. Water storage all the way across. Whenever they get there. They need to build all of this stuff first, though. Let's, in fact, connect that too. Because why not let them walk in between there? We have plenty of beavers at the moment. We have... You know what? We have water. We're going to turn that off just so we can keep that water for the very small amount of time. They're going to be working on that. I do want to go ahead and start looking at using this mini reservoir over here. So let's go ahead, get in a couple of things here. Do I want to do 3s? Well, looks like I'm going to have to do 3s. So let's do this. Now, because the Folktails don't have that great long pipe for the what is that? The water. Yes, for getting water. We have to do some weird stuff where we have to put in layers in our reservoir, and we're going to do that. Let's see if I do 1, 2, 3. I can't get another one in here unless I put one in and reverse it. If I reverse it, though... 1, 2, 3, and then 3 here. Let's grab these here. No, stop. There we go. Once we grab the right one, that definitely helps. Let's get you in there. And that will allow them to get into this portion of the water, which means I can eliminate some of these, probably. Then... Once this is dry, or the 2 first blocks are empty, we can set up another one to come down just a little bit farther. So, we go 3s here. Let's see. They're probably going to sit here. And then I need the 1s again here. We'll see which ones of these we need and which ones we might not. Those I don't think I'm going to need. Let's see. Well, it does not like to keep the build view on. Where is our... There's our water. So here, I want to come down here. And we'll put 1 in here. I don't need these. There we go. Let's go ahead and get in 2 more here, and then I can probably put 1 in over here if I really wanted to. Let's... Oh, I can't actually come down there. I have to go 1 more over, don't I? So, we'll go over 1 more, and I'll show you why here in just a second. There we go. Because I have stairs, and there'll have to be stairs here. I don't have the ladder mod currently installed. Maybe eventually I will get it back. But without the ladder mod, I cannot get into that doorway there. So, let's go ahead, take you out, and we'll remove... Nope, we want the water. Let's see, we'll switch you this way, this way, this way, and then we don't really need anything here, it looks like, which is fine. Take that water view off. It just keeps getting in the way. I would love to have a build view that just leaves the unbuilded stuff on whenever you're not connected, but, you know, maybe someday we'll get that. They've been doing good work in the updates. Let's see. Oh, that still won't work, because that puts that right in front of the door, doesn't it? Well, we have a bit of a puzzle here that we've got to figure out. Let's put this back, and we'll do quick water here. Let's put you. Okay. That should work. And you should go there, and you should go here. And then this end isn't needed. Now, let's go ahead and factor in this. And we can probably put 1 more pump in right here. If we take this, something like that. And see if it'll let me grab... Nope, it sure won't let me grab the right one there. Put this in here. And then that should be okay there. Let's see. Let's grab the 3s. Nope, I need a 1 then a 3. A 1, a 3. And now we can just take the road down here, take the road over here. And there we go. We'll get that pumping station. How is this doing? Actually, not too bad. They've got our industrial in already. How is our food? Our water's a bit lower than what I would like it to be, but it is coming along. And hopefully when we get to this next phase, we can put more in here. We've got even a spare beaver, so actually we've got a couple of them, I think. This over here, this guy's got nothing to plant, basically. Let's go ahead, get in more oak for him to plant next time. We'll just do something like this. Does that come all the way over there? Yeah. Almost the perfect one. Let's get a couple more of these down here. We'll put 1 here, 1 here. And that's all set to cut, so that's fine. You know what? That's not on. Let's turn you off. Let's turn you off. We're going finally on the smelter. Let's get a little bit of storage for each of those. In fact, let's say that's a little bit higher priority. We'll pull in scrap metal there. Let's see, in and out can be the metal blocks that we're gonna need. There we go. We're already starting to get some of these in. Now, the wind power is always nice, but it comes with a catch. It starts and stops randomly. So, to even out those, you kind of gotta have gravity batteries. I think that's what we'll grab next here. Gravity battery 400. Do I have 400? I have 450. We're right on the money there. So I'm going to put these over the edge, but I think I'm going to want to leave this path, which means I kind of have to go up and over one. So we're going to come in, we're going to put in platforms. There we go, two there, two there, two there. And then let's connect these with platforms. There's the bad tide ending. Let's go ahead, we'll switch this back on. Yep, we want to go to 0.85. We'll go to 1. And we'll let that clear out for a second. There we go. We'll go back to 0.85. We'll go to 1. There we go. Spilled a little good water this time, but that's okay. Let's get all of the beavers back in here, pulling in water. We're going to go back to 20 hours so that they have plenty of time to pull stuff in. There we go. Overall, we've still got a decent amount of beavers working. We're going to need beavers over here. In fact, it looks like I need to get rid of that. That's in there. Let's just mark those 2 trees for demolition so they get rid of them. That looks good. We've got guys over here. Let's have them come back and replant all of that. Are we needing the trees? Not so much at the moment. So let's pause these. I'll leave those guys because I do want these trees cleared out of here. Those are still paused. These guys are okay. They're still building here. Everything seems to be okay. We'll have to keep an eye on the farms once they get done planting. Is there anybody in either of these farms? No. Is there somebody in there? Yeah, somebody's in there, but they should be almost done clearing stuff out, I think. There's... Why am I doing that? I don't want those. That's weird. Nope, that's definitely not what I want either. Potatoes, that's what we want. Okay. Look at that. The first row of power is all in. When the power's... or I guess when the wind is going, the power is fine. But unfortunately, when the wind's not going, we're having a bit of an issue. So, first of all, since I got more beavers, I want those to be high priority. Let's get those done. This will be nice once we've got it done. So will this. But I want to be able to store a whole lot of water if we have to. So let's see what we've got. We've got gears. We've got everything there. We can go ahead and get started on our gravity batteries. There we go. And look at the side of that mountain. They're going to have a ton of power. We'll go ahead and we'll put in the power shafts too. These nice new adaptable power shafts. Let's go ahead and grab one there. We'll put you... Nope, I want the power. There we go. And then we'll connect them into the back once we've got most of this built. And we'll take out these. That way they don't have too much issue. How are they doing on these? Have they started on that yet? Nope, they sure haven't. How are you guys doing? Are your farms all planted? Everything except this. So you guys can sit down here. Oop, I missed one there. That's alright. How are you guys doing? They're getting that planted. Wonderful. This is in. Spatterdock is in, so we can wait on that. Mark you. And that should be okay. We're ooh, another bad tide. Let's get water here. We're close on the second one, so they've got a bunch of planks to make. So hopefully... Oh, look at that. Another water. I don't think these are going to actually be able to grow that much. So hopefully this farm down here can sustain us for just a bit while we get through these bad tides. They started in here yet? They put in one log. Way to go, guys. Thinking ahead. You know what? This isn't going to work, is it? I somehow built myself into the same corner that I was already stuck into. Well, you know what? We're gonna unbuild ourselves into this corner. Is that a word? Unbuild? I think demolish is the correct term there. I could be wrong, though. That won't work. I keep wandering into the same problem. Let's refix this while we're here. You know what? No, we're just gonna leave those. This has to come down here, so I've got 2. This won't do me any good. This won't do me any good. There we go. And then if we get maybe another set of these, we can at least get 3 of them down there. And maybe we'll just have to be happy with 3, right? Sometimes you have to be happy with what you get. Let's do the water pump there. There we go. And then over here, we don't need any of these. There we go. That will do just fine. We'll have to keep an eye out. How's the water? Water's going up. Food is going up, but we've got mostly the basic foods. We don't have a lot of the secondary foods here, so we'll have to get to that pulled in eventually. We got more population. That's all good to go. How are they doing over here? Do we have logs and scrap metal being made? You know what? Let's get them started on this over here so we can move some of those guys out of the river. There should be plenty of ways for them to do that. First of all, let's add a couple more guys here. In fact, I've got a ton of beavers left. Let's go ahead and up this even more. How many do I still have 1 left? Okay, well, they can get at least the logs brought over there constantly, I suppose. We could also do a thing for planks. Let's make that real quick so they don't have to walk so far. We'll say that's an obtain, that's an obtain, and then maybe we can get these built just a little faster. Then again, oh, I almost missed the bad tide. Here I am just trying to get all through this, and I almost missed the bad tide. But that's okay. I think we've got that. Did those have a chance to grow? Not really. We'll unpause this and say that those are on that duty. Let's pause all these again. There we go. We've got stuff set up. How are we doing log-wise? Actually, not bad. Not bad at all. Little overspillage there. We'll need to fix this somehow eventually. They can grab some of those seeds. But we've got a decent amount of food going down here, luckily. So you don't have to worry quite as much. Here, I think... Oh, there's some water. We're just kind of limited by... Oh, what are we limited by? You know what? We have more haulers. Let's go ahead and make it so that at least these places don't have to worry too much about bringing in their own planks. And we can hopefully get caught up on planks. We have plenty of logs to deal with it. So, in fact, that's going out. They're prioritized there. And we're out of beds again for beavers. So tell you what, let's put you in there. And we'll get a little bit of storage for stuff we don't quite have yet. There we go. Let's do bread. And we'll do, I guess that's going to be maple pastries. Well, they have cattail crackers, so we'll do those too. Eventually, we'll get all of that stuff in there. But we need to get that built, and then also, let's go ahead and, you know what? I know I put that on high, but we're also going to put this on high just so that... Not showing me the build stuff. I don't know. There we go. We're going to get that built so that this stuff does not... It can save me these 5 beavers here. This can go back down to regular, though. We have enough water at the moment, and with this facility going in, I'm not that worried about the water. It will get in when it gets in. So, we're going to take a look. I think everything is back to stable for now. So, we'll wait just a minute, and we'll come back and take a look at this completed. Got 2 of the gravity batteries done, and these are on their way, so we should get done with those fairly soon. I think next time I'm going to have to actually build more windmills, as I don't think they're powering these as well as I hoped they would. But with the 2 of those already set up, we can take this out, and what we can do is we can get our solid one there, and then we just need a regular one on top, actually, and that'll connect us in. Let's say that is super high priority. These can be lower high priority. They're still working on this. They've got 3 of them in there, which is great. They never did get to use that, so we're just going to take it out. We're going to go ahead and put in a bit of storage here. That way, once they're actually using this, they can basically move the water from these into this, and then a hauler can take them over and dump them into these where the main storage seems to be. So we'll leave that. They're working on the metal blocks. In fact, we might not actually need... Nope, metal blocks are full at the moment, so we just need for them to make more gears. Why is there nobody in the gear place? Let's get somebody there and somebody there. Do all the shops have one? Nope. Right now, these need to be a bit higher priority. Looks good. That way they can all go. These, actually, once this is built, I can get rid of the rest of these. They put all the stuff in there, but they didn't build it. I hate when they do that. Don't know why they don't just build it. We should have everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and take out these wheels. And once that's in, our gravity battery should be connected. Look at that. They have 30,000 power stored up just on their own. And once whoever comes over and finishes this, that will get those started. And hopefully, just hopefully, that means that we should have a nice power cycle going through. We've got most of this set up. Only one farm over there. I can't believe we're low on beavers again. We just had a huge amount of population increase, and somehow we're low on beavers again. But that's going to happen when you build quickly, so until next time, we're going to take a look at all of this. Probably, maybe make our way down here. We got to start picking up some bad water. What is all this? What? I don't know where that came from, so out you go. That's weird. Okay, well, random platforms aside, next time we'll probably work on some bad water. We'll get some more industry up here. I'd like to start making some of the better foods for our beavers. But, like I said, it's going to be next time. So, as always, just want to say thank you very much for stopping by, and hope to see you next time. Bye!